Hi, I'm Jeff Stromer, and this is my audience. My dad, Mike, my sister, Christina, and my mom, Ann. Dog is man's best friend. Ever since I was a little boy, I loved dogs. My first experience with dogs was at daycare. I loved being able to pet the dogs at daycare and play with them. I grew to love these dogs and wanted my very own dog at home. When I was 5 years old, I got to go with my family to get my very first dog. We picked a puppy from a litter of 7. He was a husky lab mix and he looked like a little white ball of fur. We named him Champ and he quickly became a part of our family. I loved petting him and running outside with him. My favorite thing to do with Champ was to throw the tennis ball and have him go fetch it. I grew up with Champ and over the years we grew closer together. When I was a senior in high school, Champ was 14 years old. I was the one to take care of him and my family because my older siblings were gone at college and had moved on with their lives. Every day I would let Champ out for his exercise. One particular spring day in April, when I let Champ out, I noticed he was pacing back and forth along our back fence. Along with him pacing, I noticed he wasn't putting weight on his front leg. I called his name. Champ, come here, Champ. But he didn't respond. It was like he wasn't hearing me. When he was pacing, I noticed his tail go down under between his legs and his head just staring at the ground. I knew something was really wrong with Champ. I insisted my mom call the vet. The vet said that sometimes when dogs are ready to die, they go off and hide on their own. My mom and dad thought maybe we should let Champ alone so he could find his peace. I insisted that we take him to the vet because he was whimpering and definitely in pain. It was hard for Champ to get into the truck, so my dad and I had to lift him up into the back seats. I pet Champ during the ride and kept hoping and just praying to God that he would be okay. We arrived at the vet and went into the examination room. The vet examined Champ by taking his temperature, looking at his gums, and feeling his stomach. The vet told us that Champ's stomach had turned. He said surgery was an option, but surgery would be painful, hard to recover from, and sometimes it's not always successful for old dogs. Champ was given pain medication to help cope with his pain. The vet left so we could make a decision on the surgery. We decided as a family not to do the surgery. They took Champ to the workspace for the doctors. We went back there to say goodbye because Champ wasn't able to walk anymore. He was in so much pain they just euthanized him right in front of us. I was very sad and in shock, not expecting to see it in front of my eyes. I looked at Champ laying down on the floor, his eyes closed, and he died. Today, whenever I come home from college, I walk out onto our deck and I look out to Champ's kennel. I'm reminded of Champ, of how good of a dog he was and how I loved to be with him so much throughout my childhood. I was happy I got to be with him his last day instead of having him die outside with pain. This thought helps me with my grief and gives me a sense of inner peace. I learned that from Champ that someday I want a dog for my future family. Champ helped bring my family together and helped teach me responsibility. But most important, Champ was a great friend and a great dog to have for me growing up. I want my children to experience all the joys and sorrowness of having a dog as their pet.